Hello my dear students and welcome to part 2 of the chapter Arithmetic Progression. In our last video we did till here, that is points to remember. In this video lesson we'll be taking up few illustrations to explain these points very well, and also we'll be solving some advanced sums on the same points. So let's get started.
Let's see some examples for the same. Find the 10th term from the end of the arithmetic progression 4, 9, 14 till 254. Now this is an arithmetic progression given to us. We have been given the last number and we have been given the first number, and we can find out the common difference because we know this is an arithmetic progression, so it will be a common difference. So what will be the D? 9 minus 4 is equals to 5. Now we know A is equals to 4 and we know L is equals to 254. Now we need to find the 10th term from the end. So we know L minus D, L minus 2D, like second last term, third last term as well. So what will be the 10th term? Term 10th from the end will be L minus 10 minus 1 into D. This is 254 minus 9 into 5. 254 minus 45. This will give us 209 as the answer. And this is how we find out in any arithmetic progression if we need to find any term from the last. So now we head on for our some practice questions to understand this topic better. Which term of the series 21, 18, 15 is minus 81? Now as we have read the points to remember, see this sequence. This is in decreasing order. Here our D will be negative. So in this series 21, 18, 15 and so on. Now we know A is equals to 21. What will be a D? 18 minus 21 is equals to minus 3. 15 minus 18 is also equals to minus 3. It is a common difference and hence it is an AP. Now it is saying we need to find which term in this series will be minus 81. So here what we need to actually find is what is our N. We have been given the nth term as minus 81. So putting this in our formula, Tn is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. We'll get minus 81 is our nth term. A is 21 plus n we don't know, and D is equals to minus 3. So solving it, we'll get minus 81 and we'll shift 21 on the LHS. We'll get minus 21. This will be equal to, opening the brackets, we'll get minus 3n. Minus minus gets cancelled and become plus. It will be plus 3. So here we'll get minus 102 is equals to minus 3n plus 3. Minus 3n plus 3. So minus 102, shifting 3 on LHS, we'll get minus 3 is equals to minus 3n. This will give us minus 105 equal to minus 3n. Minus minus gets cancelled on both the sides. N will be equal to 105 divided by 3, and this will give us n equals to 35. Now, in the other part of the question, it is saying, can any term of this series be 0? Let's see if any term of this series can be 0. Let's suppose that nth term is 0. We know A is equals to 21 and D is equals to minus 3. So putting it in our formula, we'll get 0 is equals to 21 plus n minus 1 into minus 3. So this will be equal to, we'll shift 21 here on the other side, minus 21, and this will be minus 3n plus 3. Shifting 3 on the other side as well, minus 21 minus 3 is equals to minus 3n. This will give us minus 24 is equals to minus 3n. Minus minus gets cancelled. N is equals to 24 divided by 3, which is equals to 8. Hence, our 8th term is equal to 0 in this series. Moving on our next question, if Tn is the nth term of an AP, we always denote the nth term by Tn. T2 plus T5 minus T3 is equals to 10. This is our equation 1. And another equation given is T2 plus T9 is equals to 17. Find its first term and common difference we need to find. In these type of questions, we need to find the first term and the common difference. Now we generally denote first term by what? A, and common difference by D. Our equation is given in terms of T. So we can convert it in terms of A and D. Let's see how. Our equation first is T2 plus T5 minus T3 is equals to 10. Now this is the second term. This means fifth term, and this means our third term. How can we write second term in terms of A and D? Our second term will be A plus 2 minus 1 into D, which will give us A plus D. Our second term will be A plus D. Similarly, we can write fifth term A plus 5 minus 1 into D is equals to A plus 4D. In the same way, the third term will be written as A plus 3 minus 1 into D is equals to A plus 2D. We have written this equation in form of A and D. We'll put this terms in this equation. So our first term is term 2, that is A plus D, plus fifth term, which is equals to A plus 4D, minus this term A plus 2D will give us 10. We need to simplify this equation. So A plus A, 2A minus A will give us A, D plus 4D, 5D minus 2D, A plus 3D is equals to 10. This is our equation 1. In the similar manner, we can write this equation also in terms of A and D. T2 will be equal to A plus 2 minus 1 into D, which will give us A plus D. T9 will be equal to A plus 9 minus 1 into D, which will give us A plus 8D. So putting this in this equation, we'll get A plus D plus A plus 8D is equals to 17. This will give us 2A plus 9D is equals to 17. This will form our equation number 2. Now we have A plus 3D is equals to 10 and 2A plus 9D is equals to 17. And we need to find the common difference, that is D and A as well. So this is a simple equation solving. Here we don't have any common terms. So we can multiply 2 here and make this as 2A as well. So when we multiply equation number 1 by 2, what we will get? 2A plus 2 into 3D is equals to 6D. And 2 into 10 will give us 20. Now we need to solve these both equations to get the desired terms. Now solving these both equations, we'll subtract this from this. We'll change the signs here. We'll get 9 minus 6 is equals to 3D. 17 minus 20 will give us minus 3. This will give us D is equals to minus 1. Now we know D is equals to minus 1. So we can put this in any of the equation and find A. So let's put it in the equation, in this equation. 2A plus 9 into minus 1 is equals to 17. 2A minus 9 is equals to 17. 2A is equals to 17 plus 9, which will give us 26. Hence, A is equals to 26 divided by 2 is equals to 13. Hence, we got A is equals to 13 and D is equals to minus 1 as our answer. Let's move on to the next question. The sum of the second term and the 7th term of an AP is 30. If its 15th term is 1 less than twice of its 8th term, we need to find the AP. In this type of questions, what we are given first, we have given the sum of second and 7th term as 30. So this means our second term, that is T2 plus T7 is equals to 30. This is what we are given. Now T2 and T7, as in the previous example, we have written it in the form of A and D. So we can write it in the similar way. A, term 2 we know, A plus D, that is A plus 2 minus 1 into D, A plus D. Term 7 we know, A plus 7 minus 1 into D, that is A plus 6D. This is equals to 30. A plus A, 2A plus D plus 6D will give us 7D is equals to 30. this is our equation number 1. Now what we are given next is 15th term. Let's write 15th term, that is T15 is 1 less than twice of its 8th term. Twice of its 8th term. It is 1 less than the twice of its 8th term. Writing this also in the form of A and D. A plus 15 minus 1 into D is A plus 14D is equals to 2 into A plus 8 minus 1 into D is A plus 7D minus 1. Simplifying it, we'll get now here it is plus 14D and here it is also plus 14D. So we can cancel them. Now shifting A on the other side, we'll get 2A minus A and 1 on this side. We'll get 2A minus A is equals to 1. So this will give us A is equals to 1. Now we know A is equals to 1, so we can find out D. We can put it in any of this equation. So let's put it in equation number 1. 2A that is 2 into 1 plus 7D is equals to 30. So this will give us 7D is equals to, shifting 2 on the other side, 30 minus 2, D is equals to 28 divided by 7 is equals to 4. Now we know A and now we know D. So we need to find out the arithmetic progression. We have learned the general terms of the arithmetic progression, A plus D, A plus 2D. So we'll put A and D in the similar terms and find the AP. The general terms are A plus D, A plus 2D. So we just need to put A and D in these terms. So our A will be 1 plus 4, 1 plus 2 into 4 and so on. So our AP will be 1 plus 5, 9 and so on. In an AP, if the mth term is n and the nth term is m, we need to show that its rth term is n plus n minus r. Whenever we are given these type of questions where we need to prove in terms of some, need to prove in this type of terms like m, n, r, etc. We need to convert these terms in form of m and n. Now let's see how can we do it. Tm is given as n. So we can write this as a plus m minus 1 into d is equals to n. Now how can we write this? A is equals to n minus m minus 1 into d. So say this will be our equation number 1. Now nth term is given as m. Nth term is given as m. How can we write the nth term? A plus n minus 1 into d is equals to m. Now A we know as n minus m minus 1 into d. We can put it here. So n minus m minus 1 into d, that is A, plus n minus 1 into d is equals to m. Now taking minus d as common, n minus d will take the common, m minus 1, this will be minus n plus 1 is equals to m. Now minus 1 and plus 1 will get cancelled. We have n minus d into m minus n is equals to m. Now shifting n on the other side, we'll get m minus n. M minus n and m minus n will get cancelled. So this implies minus d is equals to 1, d is equals to minus 1. D is equals to minus 1. Now we know d is equals to minus 1. Now we need to prove rth term is equal to m plus n minus r. So what is rth term? Rth term can be written as a plus r minus 1 into d. A we know as n minus m minus 1 into d. A we know as n minus m minus 1 into d. D is equals to minus 1. So we put this in this equation, n minus m minus 1 into d plus r minus 1 into d, n minus m minus 1 into minus 1 plus r minus 1 into minus 1. We just need to simplify the equation now. So our rth term will be n minus 1, this minus minus gets cancelled, plus m minus 1 into minus 1 will give us plus 1, and again here it is minus, so it is minus 1. Minus 1 into r will give us minus r. Minus minus will give us plus 1. So minus 1 and plus 1 gets cancelled. Our rth term will be equal to m plus n minus r. Hence proved. Moving on to our last question. Determine the value of k for which k square plus 4k plus 8, this is one term, 2k square plus 3k plus 6, the other term, and 3k square plus 4k plus 4 are in AP. Now we have been given 3 terms in an AP and we need to find the value of k. Now we know a basic point that for any series to be in an AP, there should be a common difference. So this is our first term, this is our second term, and this is our third term. So this means the second term minus first term and third term minus second term should be equal because we have a common difference in an AP. 2k square plus 3k plus 6 minus k square plus 4k plus 8 should be equal to the third term minus second term, that is 3k square plus 4k plus 4 minus 2k square plus 3k plus 6. Now just solving these equations, we'll get 2k square minus k square will give us k square, 3k minus 4k will give us k minus k, plus 6 minus 8 will give us minus 2. So k square minus k minus 2 will be equal to 3k square minus 2k square is equals to k square plus 4k minus 3k will give us plus k, and 4 minus 6 will give us minus 2. K square and k square gets cancelled, minus 2 and minus 2 gets cancelled, minus k. So shifting k on the other side, minus k equals to 0. This means minus 2k equal to 0, or k is equals to 0. This implies the value of k will be equal to 0. So this was all for our today's session. Please keep watching as we have covered this portion in four different parts. So keep watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Thank you and keep the learning on.